Yo, what's good, y'all? I want to talk about Peyton Manning's legacy, what I think about his legacy, and the latest edition with him winning his second Super Bowl ring. First off, let me start by saying, in my opinion, he's always been a top five quarterback. In my opinion, don't hold me to this, but my top five would be Montana, Brady, Elway, Favre, and Manning. Something like that. That's like my top five. But regardless of him winning the second ring, I had him in my top five already. I had him, his legacy to me was cemented already. This whole notion that Peyton Manning is too good to not have multiple rings, I do think that's bullshit. To keep it real with you, he had multiple chances prior to last night of getting multiple rings. His second time he went against the Saints was up 10-0. And then he was down 24-17 through the pick six that clinched the game for the Saints to win 31-17 and earn their first ring in franchise history. That was on him. The third time they got annihilated by the Seahawks. You can take it however you want, but at the end of the day, he did throw a couple of picks. He did fumble. And he doesn't have that other element. Like Tom Brady is Psycho Tom. Like when he turns to Psycho Tom, you can't stop that. And Manning doesn't have that. But yeah, regardless of him winning the title, it doesn't do anything for me personally because he's already in my top five. And he wasn't going to be better than Brady or Montana in my eyes anyways. But yeah, he definitely does need to retire. Go out, you know what I'm saying? While you got this second ring. I do think this is his career is something that younger upcoming quarterbacks should definitely respect and use this for motivation because he was a number one pick and for years he was posting up stats but just couldn't get the job done in the playoffs. He had finally won a title. But then he started going back to losing in the second round and losing in the first round. Then he had the neck surgeries. He got released or whatever, signed with the Broncos. He had messed up in the playoffs against the eventual champs, the Ravens. Then the year after that, he throws 55 touchdowns or whatever, makes it Super Bowl and gets annihilated by the Seahawks. Then has a bad playoff appearance against the Colts last year. So I didn't think he was going to win another one. I didn't think he was. I'm just like, whatever, screw this. And then he was playing bad at the beginning of the season. He got injured, and then there was the little situation with Brock Osweiler while he was starting, and then Gary Kubiak, he put Peyton Manning in the last game before the playoffs, and he pretty much played well from on there. But as far as what he did in the Super Bowl last night, I mean, he pretty much played how I expected him to play with the exception of him actually having a good first series. He fumbled. He threw an interception. So that to me, basically in my opinion, I think he did a little bit better than the Seahawks performance when he played against the Seahawks. But it pretty much was the same thing, to be honest. In my opinion, I thought it was kind of the same thing, but good for him. And there's another thing I do want to say about him being in the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl. This should tell every one of y'all who's all about offense and you want to score this amount of points or whatever. No, defense wins championships and teams win championships. He had been carrying the Colts for years and they couldn't get the job done. With the exception of that one time. And the one time they won the Super Bowl, it was because they was able to run the ball with Dominique Rhodes and Joseph Adai, and they had Bob Sanders anchoring the defense. So the one year he did win that Super Bowl with the Colts, it was because they won as a team. It wasn't because of him. And here we go. They didn't win because of him. They won because their defense is an all-time great defense. So I just hope people see that once again, this is a team sport and you do need a team to win. And we saw what happened when everything was on Cam Newton offensively. He fell apart. So, but yeah, like I said, once again, Peyton Manning's an all-time great top five future Hall of Famer. He should make it to the Hall of Fame as soon as he's eligible to get in there. He had a great career. So, like I said, once again, shout out to him. All right, yeah. This one more thing that I had to say pertaining to the whole Peyton Manning's legacy. It's not necessarily about Peyton Manning, but it does involve him. Another thing, this whole notion that Peyton Manning was too good to not have multiple titles, to me, is bullshit. Because if you made it multiple times and you get the job done, then that you did something wrong. It's not like Peyton Manning didn't throw interceptions or anything, or he had like 4 touchdowns and no turnovers. No, he messed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I said LeBron James is too good to not have 4 or 5 titles, nah, like, he messed up against the Dallas Mavericks. He messed up against the Warriors last year. He gonna lose to the Warriors this year again. Like, nah, if I told you should feel bad for him, y'all would lose your mind. So, nah, it should be the same thing. It can't be no bias because Peyton Manning's a humble dude or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that whole notion that a player is too good to not have multiple titles, that's like saying, oh, a chick look too good to be single. Like, maybe she's crazy. Maybe she a thought. Like, maybe you need to think about that before you say something like that. But I just needed to get that out there. That this whole notion, like, nah, if you make it to the finals or wherever, the Stanley Cup or the World Series multiple times and you don't get the job done, then that's your fault. No one should be feeling bad for you if you had the opportunity to get there and you messed it up. So I need to get out there. But once again, shout out to RGR.